This is your official tier list for season 1.5 of Marvel Rivals. This is not your usual average tier list video where we're going to allow you to skip to the end. This video, we're going to be doing something slightly different. What we're going to do is take 8 of the most popular tier list videos that are on YouTube at the moment and take an average. And then we'll give you a summary of what we would like to change about that averaged tier list at the very end, making some slight adjustments to help you pick your favorite character. Quick run through of the 8 tier lists. So first of all, we've got Cozy Rivals. Then we've got a Seagull. Then we have Shotty. Then we have Bogus or Bogus 2. Next up is Necros. Then we have Coach Mills. Then we have Team Captain. And then we have Flat. So without wasting your time, this is the averaged tier list. So we have 8 different tier lists for season 1.5. And combining them all together has given us this tier list that you see on screen at the moment. And the benefit of doing it this way is that we get to see everyone's opinion combined together, and it gives us a better understanding of what the meta actually is and not just one person's opinion. So if you don't want to scour all of YouTube to find out what the meta actually is, then subscribe to our channel, as we're going to be doing a combined tier list every single season. So let's fly through this first of all before we give our adjustments and changes. So we have Storm, Star-Lord, Wolverine, Bucky, Hela, Namor, Doctor Strange, Magneto, Luna, Loki, and Invisible Woman all in S tier. Then for A tier, we have Spider-Man, which is quite surprising, to be honest. I did not expect that at the start of the season. Psylocke, Mantis, Groot, Magic, Captain America, Hulk, Venom, Cloak and Dagger, and The Thing. For B tier, we have Adam Warlock, Black Panther, we've got Iron Fist, we've got Iron Man as well, by the way, Rocket, Squirrel Girl, Punisher, Thor, like I said, Iron Man, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, and the Human Torch. Then for C tier, we've got Jeff, we've got Penny Parker. For D tier, we've got Black Widow. For F tier, we've got Scarlet Witch, and we also have Mr. Fantastic. So going over my changes now, I do think when it comes to S tier, this is a perfect list. I don't think none of these heroes should be dropped down by any means whatsoever. I think this is the meta at the moment, and it basically should just stay the same. When it comes to A tier, a lot of these heroes are really good in here, and I don't think there's much movement. I do think Spider-Man does deserve to be here, actually, especially now after playing the season a bit more. I think Captain America actually drops down, to be honest, into B tier, because he's not getting used nowhere near as much. Hulk definitely deserves to be in here. Cloak and Dagger, again, with the nerfs, obviously deserve to be in here. Venom, definitely pretty solid in A tier. I do actually think he's a very good dive hero, one of the best in the game, actually. So I highly recommend trying him out if you haven't already. Magic, I actually think there could be an argument made for her being an S tier. And The Thing, I think, is definitely an S tier. Now, The Thing is one of the best counters to these dive heroes at the moment because he cannot be moved whatsoever. And he's also a counter to Wolverine as well as Bucky as well. So I think The Thing right now, if you haven't seen him in your games, you're just not high ranked enough, to be honest. But like I said, I actually think he's a really solid choice. His kit's very straightforward, but he is a very good hero in this game at the moment. B tier, there's not much movement here in my opinion. I think Punisher could definitely be moved up because he outputs just so much damage, and if you play well with him, you can do well with him. Rocket and Adam could be bumped up to A just because of the revive ability and the fact that a lot of people are dying right now in this current meta. And just for that reason alone, I think that they could be bumped up to A, but if you took away that part of their kit, then they wouldn't really be as powerful, so I'm going to leave them in B tier. Squirrel does deserve to be in here, and Iron Fist is pretty solid as well. He's probably just as good as Black Panther in terms of dive, so I'm not going to change them two whatsoever. Moon Knight deserves to be here too. And Iron Man, once again, is not quite as powerful as Storm. When it comes to Human Torch, I'm going to leave him in B tier. I don't think he's quite should be that high. I think personally Human Torch is C tier and Hawkeye is D tier, if not F tier, actually, to be honest. I think he's probably one of the worst heroes in the game at the minute. When it comes to C tier, I think Jeff is actually okay. I don't think he's bad. I think he outputs a solid amount of healing, and I do think Penny does not deserve to be in C tier at the moment. I think Penny's A tier, to be honest with you, and the reason for that is because she's one of the best counters to dive in this entire game. If I know I have a Penny Parker on my team, I know I'm not getting dived whatsoever. And just with the way the game is going at the moment, she might not be the most fun hero to use, but she definitely is going to be a utility to your team. Black Widow, actually, in my opinion, has climbed up a bit. I actually think she's B tier at the moment, and I just think because of the fact that she deals so much damage at range, and it's just very like hit, move, I think she's actually pretty solid, to be honest. I don't think she's bad whatsoever right now. Scarlet Witch does not deserve to be in F tier at the moment. She deserves to be in B. And the reason for that is because, again, she's one of the best dive counters in the game, and even though she's boring to use and her kit's not the best, it does counter dive extremely well, so I just think that she has to be up here. Mr. Fantastic is actually better than Hawkeye in my opinion. Like, I would much rather choose Mr. Fantastic over Hawkeye any day of the week, so I'm going to put him in C tier. And realistically, Hawkeye could be an F in my personal opinion, but just because people do like using him, I'm going to leave him in D. But that is my list and the updated version. I do think a lot of the heroes are viable at the moment, and you could definitely use some of the ones that weren't as good at the start of the season and are now a lot better. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thank you very much for watching.